Joe Lycett says he's legally changed his name to Hugo Boss.
This is the comedian formerly known as Joe Lycett. I say formerly because he says he's changed his name to Hugo Boss.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 times Joe Lycett trolled companies.
You're such a big dodgy.
Gotta take it all back.
'Cause it's too easy to hack.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most memorable times comedian Joe Lycett went to bat for consumer rights. Let us know in the comments whether you've ever got your own back on a mega corporation. Number 10. Amazon. It wasn't just Amazon Joe had in his sights this time, but the entire industry of smart technology currently invading homes worldwide. Using Chris Kamara as a willing test subject, Joe and a white hat hacker showed how easy it is to break into a home network and violate residents' privacy.
How do you feel about the fact that literally everything we've done has been done on smart devices that are in many people's homes?
It blows your mind away, really, and I can't really get my head around it.
Upon discovering some kids' products contain technology that can be remotely tracked and spied on, Joe heads down to Amazon's London headquarters.
The watch allowed me to eavesdrop on his microphone, and I could also see the sexy selfies he was taking. I could even call his watch pretending to be someone else.
He sends in couriers to hand-deliver the children's smart tech and sends a message to Amazon bosses in the building.
Thankfully, our courier makes it through security and manages to drop off 4 watches, which make their way through the building to their various recipients, allowing me to send a message direct to Amazon High Command.
Remarkably, nobody stops the suspicious parcels, and the message gets in. Amazon actually did start removing its sketchy listings in response.
So, not only have the 2 Amazon Choice watches been removed, but so have another 44 listings of these children's smartwatches.
Number 9. Sam Smith. Not the singer Sam Smith, but the pub chain. While not as widespread as the nation's foremost budget pub chain, Wetherspoons, Samuel Smith's might be all the more infamous, which is certainly saying something. In the past, the bosses have sacked their landlords for not stopping the clientele from swearing, leaving them homeless.
During the pandemic, we got sacked and evicted from the pub and obviously our home at the time.
So after you were sacked, were you out of pocket?
Yeah. About £980 after tax.
The chain also kicked out a gay couple for daring to kiss in one of its businesses.
Humphrey doesn't like music, phones, laptops or swearing at his pubs. There are reports that in 2011, 2 men were thrown out of a London Sam Smith's for kissing.
He decides to head to Samuel Smith HQ in Yorkshire and set up his own pub, banning fun and serving pints that are only 6% actual beer and 94% foam.
We're open for business. Would you like a beer in my new pub? No? Never mind, have a nice day.
An employee appeared and called the police, but the joke was on him. The copper recognised Lycett and let him carry on.
Hello.
Is that your Lycett?
Yeah.
I've been called to a protest.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to assume this is it.
Yeah, well, I'm actually opening a pub.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to arrest me.
No.
That's a relief.
Number 8. Met Parking Service. A car park near Stansted Airport, boasting both a Starbucks and a McDonald's, was found to be fining drivers who went there and parked in the wrong place.
They make $500 million a year from issuing tickets on behalf of landowners.
The management company, Met Parking Service, claimed that the car park was actually 2 separate ones. Anybody who parked outside of Starbucks and went to the McDonald's next door was hit with a fine, thanks to the relentless CCTV coverage.
Stop! Where are you parked? You're parked in Starbucks, but are you going to McDonald's? They'll fine you because they follow you on the CCTV. Oh, isn't that crazy?
Joe was on hand to take Met to task for tricking consumers in order to hit them with £100 fines. He found out Met's headquarters was in a dodgy building in London and held a party outside. But Met didn't acknowledge any wrongdoing.
This is Met Parking! It's Met Parking!
Number 7. Hermes. If you've ever had a parcel delivered by Hermes, the chances are you've also had trouble with them. Well, it turns out that no small number of Hermes deliveries have been sent to an auction house.
My team headed straight to the auction house to check out their weekly Lost in Transit sale, and it was quite the eye-opener. The yellow crates are stuffed full of Hermes goods.
Hermes claimed that the parcels were lost parcels whose recipients hadn't been found, but retailers who used Hermes disagreed.
Some of them had clear address labels on them. Some had dates showing they were sent just 3 or 4 weeks earlier. And some had senders' details clearly visible on them, so they could have been returned to them.
Joe sent 2 moles undercover in the auction house and found many packages had names, addresses, and dates on them, so they definitely weren't lost. Joe started buying the parcels and tracking down the owners himself.
We didn't only reunite Richard with his lamp, we got in touch with a bunch of other people. How come we could reunite people with their missing items when Hermes couldn't?
He then dressed up as the Greek messenger god Hermes to present the company's CEO with their evidence.
Hello, Martin. Hello. This is Joe Lycett. I've been investigating you.
Number 6, Trustpilot. Joe finds out Trustpilot is using an esoteric algorithm to determine its star ratings rather than a simple average, and decides to see just how hard it is to build a fake 5-star profile.
But surely Trustpilot have ways to screen out these dodgy companies. Someone couldn't set up a totally bogus business with a totally bogus product and get it to the top rankings on Trustpilot. Could they?
It turns out it's not hard at all, because Trustpilot lets anybody leave a review. Joe gets a heap of 5-star ratings left by his mates for his state-of-the-art colander.
The Icon is a revolution in water purification. The Icon operates using the principles of atomic smoothing. The angle of each hole has been calculated using NASA-level technology.
He's falsely marketing the colander on purpose as a water purification device to violate Trustpilot's terms, as well as flagging any negative reviews on the product.
You can report a review you don't like to Trustpilot, and it'll be temporarily hidden and possibly permanently deleted.
Trustpilot had minimal defense for its huge failings, but it did say it was going to start cracking down on fraud on the platform.
We are now investing in a range of new initiatives to help us fight against this type of fraudulent and misleading behaviour.
Number 5, Airbnb. Though it's been taking over the world for years, Airbnb still seems to have minimal measures in place to deal with scam listings. This time, Joe Lycett finds one particular scammer, Tin, who's listed Ellie Goulding's house on the site.
Back in 2018, he was advertising these 12 luxury properties across some of the poshest postcodes in London as Airbnb rentals. But it turned out that Finn didn't actually have the keys to any of these properties.
When Joe tried to book a stay in Goulding's mansion, he was told by Tin that a maintenance issue meant that the place was unavailable.
Time to see for myself what my £480 a night pad is really like. Not Ellie, more smelly.
Quite a mucky window, that. Less Ellie Goulding, more Ellie Moulding.
Instead, he provided keys to a dirty, broken and all-round awful flat.
Oh, that's so grim. I'm going to need a full bleach after this.
Though Airbnb removed Tin's account, he quickly popped up with a new alt and kept on going on with his scam. Eventually, Joe got to talk to Tin through FaceTime, but he had a whole network of fellow scammers to protect him.
And then, for the first time, there Finn really was. Be still, my beating heart.
Number 4, Uber Eats. Joe discovered that Uber Eats was letting restaurants with food hygiene ratings of 0 freely advertise on their app, and was burying the information about each restaurant's cleanliness.
Now, legally, you can still sell food with a 0 hygiene rating, but that restaurant should be making urgent improvements, like, I don't know, stopping a mouse from taking a dump on your naan bread.
To combat this, he set up the most unhygienic restaurant in the UK. He got a chef with no qualifications to cook meals out of a filthy skip on a patch of waste ground using a microwave.
This is perfect! I'm calling my restaurant Les Sauteurs.
He even had someone from the FSA come and officially deem it too dirty to operate.
OK, Barry, what's the verdict?
It's not a good one, I'm afraid. There's absolutely no way that they can carry on a food business like this.
Remarkably, Uber Eats did accept food deliveries from this restaurant.
But will a genuine Uber Eats driver really collect a meal from a skip?
Oh, thank you. Sorry, we're really busy today. Thank you.
No, you're not wrong. He didn't bat an eyelid.
It was only after bombarding Uber Eats HQ with orders from zero-star restaurants that he got the company to commit to making a change. Number 3, spare room. This platform is used to find a room to sublet or a new flatmate, except it seems that they don't vet the people using their website whatsoever. Some estate agents were even breaking the law with their poor quality housing.
Casey offered to show me some absolute filth on her phone. Something I'd never say no to.
To test what spare room was letting estate agents get away with, Mark was sent into a letting agency after Joe listed its offices for rent on spare room to pretend he was moving in.
Yeah, can you leave them on the side, please? Just on the side. No.
Finally, he put up a range of fake listings himself, introducing a train station and a children's plastic playhouse.
Welcome to your new home. It's vibrant. It's open plan.
It's a crappy child's playhouse. And I've listed it on Spare Room.
Spare Room didn't bother to remove any of these listings. He takes his playhouse to visit the company's CEO, who's surprisingly genuine.
Would you like to have a little look around the property? Sorry.
Have a quick look.
Come and have a quick look. Right, so we think you look a bit like Mark Ruffalo, so we put Mark Ruffalo in there.
Number 2, car insurance. In one of Joe Lycett's Got Your Back's biggest victories, a car insurance company was ordered to pay out £1 million to consumers they'd been scamming. The company was AXA, and they'd wrongly not been registering written-off cars with the correct database, meaning people were unknowingly buying former write-offs.
And as a result of their failures, not only could people be spending far too much on their cars, they could even be driving a death trap.
This meant that they wouldn't be able to check the history of their vehicle to ensure that it had been properly repaired, and that companies could illegally overcharge.
And in 2017...
Just 2 years ago, Debbie was written off and sent to the salvage yard.
He drove the car to AXA HQ to make a claim on it, but ended up getting locked out with the police called.
Because as soon as they saw a man in a fur coat holding a hamper, they locked all the doors, shut all the blinds, and called the police.
But Lycett won, and AXA pledged to compensate its customers. Number 1, Hugo Boss. Possibly the most notorious moment of his entire career, in 2020, Joe Lycett made headlines after changing his name temporarily to Hugo Boss.
Joe Lycett says he's legally changed his name to Hugo Boss.
This is the comedian formerly known as Joe Lycett. I say formerly because he says he's changed his name to Hugo Boss.
He did this to raise awareness for Hugo Boss's mercenary copyright enforcement, as it had gone after the tiny Boss Brewing beer manufacturer to force it to change its name.
The point is this: Hugo Boss, who turn over £2.3 billion a year, are intimidating a small independent business who are working hard to build up their brand.
He made headlines nationwide, appearing on the news, getting interviewed, all to raise awareness for Hugo Boss's business practices. Still not satisfied, Lycett made a Boss-branded support bandage and set up a fake catwalk outside the Hugo Boss store in London.
I'm Hugo Boss, and I'm here to have my launch. Send it in.
Time to send in the mannequins modelling my wares.
However, Hugo Boss has vehemently refused to apologise or acknowledge any wrongdoing.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.